Greetings viewers, this is Martin Maverick coming to the video. Today we're going to continue the review for the Full Mechanics Gundam Aerial from Bandai. That's why in this video I will assemble the figure, go over a couple things, some poses, some more added detail, and of course the good, the bad, and everything else in between. And lastly, the question, is this a kit worth getting? So with all that being said, let's get straight to assembling this figure. And here we have the fully assembled Full Mechanics Aerial. And just based on the way how she looks, pretty nice, pretty sleek. I would say everything is proportioned quite well. It kind of reminds me of the Master Grade Barbatos from Iron Blooded Orphans, just a little bit though. Mainly because the upper body just seems pretty small, just like how Barbatos was. It just seems a bit. The body is definitely different than the common Gundam mobile suit. So kind of like how this is definitely different compared to the norm, so to speak. But aside from proportions, it definitely has the standard red, white, and blue. Of course, the blue here is a different shade compared to other blue. I believe the basic blue is like a cobalt or even like a navy blue sometimes. So kind of like this, I would say like cloudy sky blue. So I really do like how this color turned out. But aside from that though, even like the yellow in certain areas, especially around the legs, the chest, same kind of yellow that's used in many other Gundams or many other types of mobile suits. So kind of happy with that too. Even the red pieces, those translucent pieces in the chest, the shoulders, the head, and the upper legs, I really like that. That really make this kit stand out a little bit. That feature alone, it's always different. I always like whenever there are certain kits or certain mobile suits that has something that makes it stand out compared to the norm. So kind of happy with that. I have, believe I stated before. If not, there are some. I think it's called Cosmo or Cosmos LED kits that you can use for the Full Mechanics Aerial. And actually, those kind of LEDs are used for where those red pieces are, upper legs, shoulders, chest, and head. So, don't know if I'll be using that for this kit, but I just want to give that shout out there. So, in case you want to do that, you're more than welcome to. But yeah, I would say all in all. Oh, and of course, I forgot about the red piece on the backpack there. But all in all, I do really like how this kit is fully assembled. Now to give a much better showing of the articulation for Aerial, so we can start off with the head. The head does move forward and back ever so slightly. There's a nice 360 turn, so happy with that. The shoulders do go all around. It only goes up just a little bit, but the arm goes all the way up like so. So that's really nice. The arms do go forward a little bit. Goes back a little bit as well. The arm itself, the upper arm can do a whole 360. The forearm can do a whole 360. So all that is good. The arm has this bend, but just like in my individual parts video, if you were to move it like that, you have a much better bend. So 2 certain bends, a full 90, and you can get almost a 180 with this. The hands can just rotate like so. Only the thumb is movable. The waist can only go a little bit, unfortunately. but it can go forward, so that's nice. The backpack, the beam saber handles can move like so. The skirts can move just a little bit, the side skirts, but the front skirts can move up, especially here. So over here there is another joint that you can actually move the legs forward, or you can move the legs back, like so. You can hear a click whenever it moves forward. Let me see if I can hear it again. Yeah. You can hear a click whenever that part of the hips move forward, but unfortunately, I at least for mine, I can't hear it whenever it goes back. But let's see if I can. Okay, so the leg itself can move forward, can move back just a little bit. Actually, pretty nice knee bend. I really like the knee bend. Like there's a certain points of movement here to make a nice, almost 180 knee bend there. So happy with that. The toe can move forward. The foot can move forward. Can also move back like so. There is a side-to-side swivel. The foot itself can do a 180. And this piece here can move around just so you have a much better articulation for the feet. Well, yeah, I don't think I'm missing anything, but yeah, that's about it for the articulation. And now for some side-by-side comparisons. Here is Aerial right beside the real grade 1/144 scale RX78-2. Here's she with Master Grade Infinite Justice. So even though both of these are 1/100 scale, the Justice is just a little bit taller, and not because of its middle head crest. I think just the kit itself is just a little bit taller. Here's she with Master Grade Unicorn Gundam. Now, I know this is a little bit cheating because the Unicorn Gundam, at least to me, is one of the bigger than average Master Grade size. But when it comes to size difference, here's she with the Master Grade New Gundam version K or version KA. So yeah, big difference there. With this articulation, I would say that you'd be able to get some good poses out of Aerial here. The articulation, I'd say, was it does what it should do. Like, I don't think anything was really stiff or anything was really difficult. So I'd say doing some good poses is definitely possible with Aerial here. And especially like for the feet, I really like how the feet is, especially with that side swivel. I can tell that feet are pretty flat on my turntable there, and it seems like it's not off to the side, it's not sticking off the ground, nothing like that, or off the turntable. So I really am happy with that joint alone, with that articulation alone. But yeah, I would say all in all, I'll say posing wise, I say this kit is pretty good so far. So one thing that this kit can also do, one little, I guess you could say gimmick, is that the shield can actually be taken apart, and some of those pieces can actually be put on the kit itself. So let's get started with that. So let's just take the sheet off like so. So I can just Take that off. Take these off. And these are supposed to pop off too. You can just extend those for right now. That one's off. That one's off. And that's off. And take these off. So yeah, bare bones with the shield. So start off with this. These pieces in the directions. These are pieces F. This can go here as a small shield. This piece, called E, just gets hooked on to the shoulder, like so. Same thing on this side. This piece is I, and that just goes here on the other arm. These pieces that were on top of the shield, known as D, can just go right on the thighs here. And for the back, you can take this piece, make sure this is sticked out. And these pieces just gonna hook together like so. And this is just going to be inserted into that little hole there. Like so. And here he is, Aerial, with all the shield pieces attached, and it just makes Aerial a bit bulkier, just a little bit, but it actually does look pretty good. The only thing I would probably just have a little paint on is that piece that's attached to the back of the waist. I just feel like that attachment is just a little bit flimsy, whereas everything else I think is, I would say, is pretty sturdy. It's just a peg in a hole, but this one, I don't know, the piece that on the back of the waist, it just seems like it's on now, but when I was trying to attach it, I think it fell off a couple times. So just be watchful of that. Other than that, I think it's a nice little gimmick that you can do, just like how it was shown in Witch of Mercury. The pieces can, what was that? The pieces can be attached to the mobile suit, and of course they can form together to make a shield. So I'm kind of glad that they make this little gimmick for the Full Mechanics kit here. So I'll give a +1 to Bandai on that one. But yeah, aside from that though, I'll say this pretty nice all in all. So some of these pieces here can actually be attached to an actual base by themselves, or specifically the Witch from Mercury display base, which is sold separately. I do not have it, but I will put the link down below in case any of you would be interested in picking that up. But basically, the display base for this kit specifically is kind of used just to have all these pieces that are shown here to be displayed simultaneously instead of just one at a time. So I'll say similar to that of the fin funnels for the new Gundam, whether it be real grade or master grade. So same concept. But for this case, so this kit comes with a small attachment piece like so. and it just goes in the back of this middle piece that was used to attach for the back of the waist. So that can go in there. And the only item base I have right here is for a 1/100. So that can just be used there. And that seems like a little bit big, but you get the idea. Something like that. We can use the same piece for this small piece here. So this actually detaches. Can look at that. There we go. So this actually is attached to the back of this piece, like so. And same thing. Well, it's not supposed to fall off like that, but again, pretty sure you all have the same idea. But as for these pieces, but something like these, or even this one right here, these are just supposed to just pop there. Same thing here, just pop there. And I don't know if this is gonna stay. Yeah, a little bit lopsided on that one. But that's basically the idea, that all these can be individually placed or elevated in the action base for which of Mercury. So just something to add there. Aerial, of course, can actually do some aerial poses. So you actually, the attachment piece is actually right here on the bottom. So let me just get my fingernail. There we go. Like so, and with that and a proper attachment piece, and you get something like this. So yes, there are good possibilities for this kit to pose, whether it be on the ground, whether it be on a action base like this for aerial poses, or just in general. But definitely I'm kind of glad that I'm really happy with the way how some of the features of this kit turn out. Definitely I will say it kind of, I will say it surprised me, but definitely it impressed me more than what I imagined it to. I know I did mention before that I would say this is a step up of a high grade, but not to the point of a master grade. But I would say this kit, like I said before, this kit is definitely in the middle of that. And I'm definitely happy the way how this turned out so far. So definitely a plus on that in terms of just impressing me with some of its features and what I got out of this kit thus far. And now for the best part, at least my favorite part of the review, the good, the bad, and everything else in between. So let's start off with the good. Proportion-wise, I would say this is pretty solid. Nothing seems out of the ordinary. I did mention that this kind of reminds me of the Barbatos a little bit in a way. For those who know what, for those who've seen the Barbatos or have built it, yeah, I'm sure you know what I mean. Aside though, I do like the look of it. Color-wise, everything matches well. Posing-wise, it kind of like it did impress me. I didn't think anything was like out of the way. I really do like those ankle joints there. But it really did help with some of the balance. So I really do like that. The elbow joint, I didn't think this kit needed that, but basically you can just twist the elbow so you can get more range out of it. So that is pretty good. I can't deny that. The added waist joint to move those legs forward or backward, I would say that's pretty nice too. I don't think they needed to put that in, but just the fact they did, props to them. Even that waist joint, like moving the torso forward or back, I think that's pretty nice also. I do like some of the features, like basically you can disassemble the shield and put it on some parts of the mobile suit. So I do like that as well. But yeah, I'll say all of that's pretty solid. For the bad, not as much as I thought they were going to be. One bad one, a couple bad ones. I kind of wish there was a much better, I guess, locking mechanism, or really more so like a groove. Whenever you put the beam saber or a beam rifle in the hands, I kind of wish there was something there that you can like click in, like other master grades have done it. I know this is a full mechanics, so and not all high grades do this too, but still, I think for this kit it would have been a nice feature just to add just a little peg and hole, just so it can hold on to those weapons quite nicely. The waist joint, even though I did mention that I do like it, it can be a little bit loose. The feature is nice to have whenever you want to pose it, but sometimes it's kind of hard to keep it locked, especially if you just want to do a simple pose. So that one I'm a little bit on. Let's see. Oh yeah, the one attachment, once you take some parts of the shield apart, and the one attachment that's on the back of the waist, that attachment is not very good. It's not really a good connection point there. So kind of a little bit bummed about that. Everything else is pretty nice, pretty solid, but that one kind of surprise. This is a plus, but also a bad. I did mention that you could buy third-party LEDs to attach to this kit, so I'm glad it has that feature that you could do with this kit. But I did look online, and I will add those. I'll add a link to below. But at least one site I saw was the same price as this kit. So you basically, if you want to add LEDs, you're gonna pay double what you pay for this kit. Well, not really double for the LEDs, but the point I'm trying to say is you're gonna be spending the same amount as you did for the kit for the LEDs. So you'd be spending double the amount of the base pay if you just want to get the kit alone. So I got this for $50, so with the LEDs you're going to be spending $100. So I don't know if it's worth it, that part per se, but to each their own. So with all that said, is this a kit worth getting? I would say if you want an easy, fun build, yes, I would say this is a good choice. Do I think this should be your first kit in case you want to get into Gunpla? I would say no. I wouldn't, not because this kit is difficult. Like I say, you could if you want to, but I say get some practice on a high grade or two before going into this kit. That's my personal opinion, of course. But if you want a challenge, like if you want to really dig deep into some real grades or master grades, those would be a lot better in terms of a challenging build. Whereas this one, I didn't see that of a challenge build. And don't get me wrong, sometimes it's nice to have a fun build here and there, but I'm, for one, do like a challenge. I like, for one, be careful with certain pieces, stuff like that. So I'm all up for that. But I wouldn't say this is a bad kit. Again, I'll say this is pretty good if you want to, like if you get a couple of high grades and you want to take this one on, then by all means go right ahead. Or if you're just a fan of the anime series The Witch of Mercury, that's another reason to get this kit. So, not a bad kit, not a greatest kit, but all in all, I'll say it was a fun build nonetheless. Another kit done, especially around the holidays. I hope all your holidays has been great so far, getting towards the end of the year, so it's a little exciting. Definitely looking forward to future builds for 2026. But really happy that this one is completed. So happy to just moving forward with obviously challenging, much more challenging kits. So looking forward to that. But still, thank you all for watching. This is a nice little review. I would say this is a nice little like a change of pace. So like I know this is still Gunpla, but I would say in terms of complexity, this wasn't too complex. So it's nice to have like a little fun build here and there. But be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more video updates. Comment down below if you have any questions or comments. I'll be sure to comment those and reply the best I can. My social links are down below. I have an Instagram account and a Reddit account. Also, there are 2 videos here. One's the most recent, which I go over each individual part that comes with this kit in a little bit more detail with you. And one video here that YouTube picked out. So, thank you again for watching, and until next time, keep on building.